Hi everyone, it's Jenny from Haphazard Book Nook, and today I'm going to do non-Christmas books based off of Christmas movies and songs. So for this video, I'm going to do 8 different Christmas movies and 8 different Christmas songs or holiday songs, and I'm going to give you a book I feel is similar to it, whether there's an aspect of it, the vibes, the way that a character acts or whatever. I'll explain why I chose each one as I do this. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Christmas movies. So the first one that I'm going to do is The Grinch, and I'm doing the newer animated The Grinch because I love that one the most. I like how the Grinch seems to care about Max so much and is like friends with him and apologizes to him at one point. And that they really just seem to like have a closer bond. I also love the reindeer in that one. I think that it's hilarious. And the book that I chose for this is the Rack and Ruin series by Otto Schaefer. I chose this one because there is a dog in the series, and in the series, the dog helps the owners out a lot. So in the Rack and Ruin series, animals can't get the zombie virus. So the dog is able to go and do things, and like the zombies don't attack animals and stuff. So he's able to go like do things that the owners can't because they are human. And I just think it's like really sweet, like how Otto Schaefer made it to where we don't really have to worry about the dog. There are like a couple scenes where you're like, is he going to come back? Is he hurt? You know, things like that. But you don't have to worry about him like becoming a zombie or getting eaten, which is I really appreciate. Next is The Star. So I just like that it takes place like in Bethlehem. It's a story of like, you know, Joseph and Mary going to Bethlehem and all that stuff. But I like the way that like the different animals talk, and like it's from the perspective of the animals more so than anything. So my recommendation based off of this is Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. It's the way that they like go on a journey, and in Pestilence they go on a journey as well, and in a lesser extent than Pestilence and the main female character, Joseph and Bo the donkey don't like each other at all. It's a very different dynamic because it's not nearly as violent as in Pestilence, but there is still that kind of like, we don't like each other, but by the end they're like, they trust each other and everything. Next is my all-time favorite Christmas movie, which is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I feel like not enough people have seen this. It's been my favorite since I was a really like young kid. And my recommendation based off of this is going to be Puck and Prejudice by Leah Riley. This does have a time travel element that doesn't really happen in Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, but there is like caretaking. So if people haven't seen the movie Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, Santa ends up taking Grandma because she gets amnesia to the North Pole, and her grandson is trying to find her. And in Puck and Prejudice, the main male character goes back in time, and the main female character basically like takes care of him. And because like he doesn't know anything about that time, is like teaching him how to survive in like Austonian times, which I think is really cute. And so I think that those work well together because Santa's taking care of Grandma when she can't remember anything, and the main female character in Puck and Prejudice is taking care of the main male character because he also doesn't know anything. After that, I'm going to do Elf. So my recommendation based on Elf is My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich by Ibby Zaboy. So the reason why is because both Buddy in Elf and then the main girl in My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich both go to meet their fathers or spend time with their fathers. So one of them is going to New York, one's going to Harlem, so they're, you know, kind of close. The one is in the summertime, but I still think that it's good because like she builds a relationship with her father, kind of like how Buddy builds a relationship with his father, and that they both do travel quite a ways to be able to go there because in My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich, she comes from the South and goes up to Harlem, and Buddy obviously comes from the North Pole to New York. So next is Polar Express. So this one is based off of the fact that it's a train. So I have two recommendations. One that I've actually read, which is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This one, since I have read it, it is set in winter, so I didn't know if this like counted. But I also chose one that I want to read, which is Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka. This one though, I want to read the first book before I read the second book, which is why I haven't read it yet. But they all three of these take place on trains. So that is why those are my recommendations for the Polar Express. And then the next one is one that I actually just watched for the first time in the Love and Horror Discord group that I co-host with Steph from My Kind of Steph, which is Krampus. I ended up not really liking Krampus, which is disappointing because I like Krampus, but I didn't like the movie Krampus. So my recommendation based off of that is going to be The Shuddering by Anaya Alborn. A lot of people have already read this one, but they're all set in kind of like a snowy setting. They're all, they're both kind of isolated because in the movie Krampus, basically everybody around them has gone out of town. And then in The Shuddering, they are in a cabin in the middle of the woods. So the next one, and you have to bear with me on this one, is The Christmas Chronicles, and specifically The Christmas Chronicles 2. And for this one, I am going to recommend Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen, because Mrs. Claus in The Christmas Chronicles 2 makes Christmas cookies, one that like gives you bravery, one that explodes, whatever. And in Tastes Like Candy, it's all about being slashed while you're at an amusement park. And there are a couple of scenes that involve like sugary things. Like, I'm going to assume that you would think cotton candy because of how the cover looks. And that these are kind of both like isolated sort of settings too, and that one takes place in the North Pole and then the other one takes place in an amusement park. And also in that they're both looking for something. So in the Christmas Chronicles, they're looking for Santa's magical sack. They are looking for the reindeer. They're looking for each other at one point. And then in Tastes Like Candy, they're looking for specific things to complete their dare. So there's a lot of different reasons why I recommend these together, but they're very different like vibe wise. And then my last one for movies is Black Xmas or Black Christmas. It's the newer one. And then the recommendation is going to be the only extreme horror on this list. So do not go into this one lightly. Read trigger warnings, take it very seriously. And that is going to be For the Sake of by Judith Sonnet. And for both of these, it's because there are some brutal things that happen in these, and that like things get cut off of people. It's just one of the darkest movies on this list. Like, it's definitely a horror movie, and it's like what they'll do like to survive and to help each other. And then For the Sake of is about a mother trying to get her daughter back and what she will do for the sake of getting her daughter back. All right, and now I'm going to do my Christmas songs. So for my Christmas songs, for the majority of them, my favorite are the Pentatonix versions because I love the Pentatonix songs and I love the way that they sound, where it's just all like a cappella and all of the like instruments are just like beatboxing and stuff. So the first Christmas song that I'm going to do is Last Christmas. And for this one, I'm going to do Sinners Anonymous by Sami Sketcher. So the reason why I did this one is because it's about... Last Christmas is about, I gave you my heart and you gave it away and all that stuff. And in Sinners Anonymous, it is a dark romance that is about a girl who is betrothed to a guy, but falls for his nephew. In that she is trying to, the nephew is trying to get the girl from the uncle. And in my opinion, those two just line up really well. Next is going to be Baby It's Cold Outside. And my recommendation for this song is going to be the whole of the Ice Planet Barbarian series by Ruby Dixon, because they are on an ice planet where it's either frigid or impossibly cold. Those are the two temperatures. There is no summer. So Baby It's Cold Outside is all about it being super cold out and them not wanting to go out there. And it just, to me, it just makes sense. And in this, it also has where the girls crash land on the ice planet, and in the song it says that they can't stay, and in the books they are trying to go back to their home planet at first, and barbarians that live on the ice planet are trying to get them to stay there. All right, next is my favorite Christmas song, which is Mary Did You Know? And for this one, I am recommending Role Playing by Kathy Yardley, which is funny because that's my least favorite book on this entire list, but it's my favorite Christmas song. The reason why I recommend it, and I don't think it's a spoiler, but is that the main female character has a son, and the son is trying to push the mom into being able to go and have like friends and a relationship and stuff. And in Mary Did You Know? It's all about, you know, Jesus and all the things that he did. And in Role Playing, it's about the son trying to help the mom. The next one that I'm going to do is Mele Kalikimaka. So this one, I have two books again. So the first one is one that I have read. I actually could do two of them, but I don't really like the other one. So the one that I'm going to talk about is going to be The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. So the reason why I didn't want this really to be my recommendation is because while it's set in Hawaii, I wanted to do that one that was by a Hawaiian author. So my recommendation is actually going to be Dragon Fruit by Makia Lucier. So the reason why I have this on there is because it is by a Hawaiian author, and I really want to read it, but I haven't yet. And I do own it. I just, you know, haven't gotten to it. I do want to get to it in 2025, which is why I gave two recommendations, one that I have read and one that I haven't. The next one is going to be Coldest Winter. The book I'm going to recommend with this one is going to be Near the Bone by Christina Henry. So this one is because the main male character is so mean to the main female character. Like, he's super abusive. She ends up kind of like getting rescued by this like Yeti sort of thing. You never really see it, but you hear it, and you do see like a shadow of it, but she kind of like gets rescued by it. And in The Coldest Winter, it's about her like never being able to find love again and all of that. And in Near the Bone, it is about this girl being able to escape a really abusive relationship and being able to like go and live her life again. So my third to last one is going to be Grown Up Christmas List. So this song, my recommendation is going to be the Fallen series by Nicola Davidson. So this is a trilogy of novellas that are like more historical fiction, historical romances, and they are about a pleasure club in Victorian times. And all three of the books are about a different owner of the club and their struggles that they have and how they're able to deal with them and overcome them and everything. And in Grown Up Christmas List, they talk about, you know, no more lives torn apart and that love would heal all hearts and whatever. And so in this, I feel like you're able to kind of see them be able to like grow and heal from like past hurts and stuff. And then my second to last one is going to be Do They Know It's Christmas? I could do two of them that are really similar, but the one that I chose is Dear Child by Romy Hansman. So this is pretty similar to Room, if anybody's read Room. It is about a girl who is kidnapped and forced to like have kids and stuff and never be able to see outside. And in the song, it's about how there's no snow in Africa and how do they know it's Christmas? And to me, somebody being kidnapped and held hostage somewhere where they're never able to see outside, they will never know when it's Christmas time. And then my last one is going to be the White Winter Hymnal. So this song, I feel like a lot of people don't know anything about, but if you listen to the Pentatonix version, it is so pretty. Like if you look into like what the meaning is, it's about like your friends leaving you behind and like, but the lyrics sound like all these kids are like standing in a line with like red scarves. It honestly sounds like a little violent possibly. So for this book, I chose Loot by Jennifer Marie Thorne. And I chose this one because it happens like every 9 years or something where the entire island, there's a certain amount of people who end up dying. Some of them in horrific ways, some of them peacefully. And so it's about people leaving. It is about loss. It is about violence. A lot of the people who live there send their kids away for the like week that all this happens so that they don't end up being the ones that end up dying, or they don't end up having to see it happen. So that is why I chose that song. Right, so those are my non-Christmas books based off of Christmas movies and songs. If you've read any of these, do you think that I recommended them with the right one? Or what are some movies and songs that you would recommend with your favorite books? I really would like to know. Try to get me to read a book based off of a Christmas song or movie. I think that that would be really fun to do down below. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.